Hi, welcome back. This is the FPL Zone. So last week, we did not talk about the Fantasy League, and it was for a good reason, because there was no Premier League. But even the better reason is that the Oracle was away. He went to see the gods. He went to see the goddesses. He spoke to the high priest, and he went to a place of extreme power and might. And he's back. Ladies and gentlemen, the Oracle is back in town. He's better, he's bigger, he's more powerful, and he has even wider insights into the mysteries, into the darker places, into the hidden corners, the cracks and crevices, and the tombs that hold the greatest secrets in terms of the Fantasy League. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I present to you the man himself, the god of all things Fantasy League, the Oracle, Daniel Koranteng. Daniel, how are you doing?
Hi, Nathan.
And I see that you have brought back proof.
Yes.
For those who were doubting, that is enough proof. I can see Nefertiti, I can see a few others. But who handed you this one?
A gift from Akhenaten.
Akhenaten. If my Egyptian history serves me right, he was a very strange one. He was a heretic. They didn't like him because he did things oddly, but he was a very powerful one.
Exactly, very powerful, very odd, just like myself.
Yeah. I see you don't like the conventional.
At all.
All right.
Thank you very much, Akhenaten. But back to the week's work. Five players I have.
Yeah. 5 players?
5 players.
Okay. No
First
extras?
No extra at
Okay,
all today.
all right, so let's go there.
First one is Jamie Vardy.
Vardy!
Leicester City striker taking on Manchester United away from home. Manchester United have conceded 4 goals in their last 3 games. And they've also been hit by a huge injury crisis. Shaw is out, Martial is out, Pogba is out. So this is a weakened team, and you expect Leicester City. You saw what they did at Chelsea, completely dominated the second half. Vardy was at the thick of things, but he really started, or his season kick-started a week after, and he scored a couple of goals since he's hot. And against Manchester United, looks like I'm very sure he will continue his goal-scoring prowess. Next is Heung-min. Tottenham Hotspur have not really started the season.
One of my favorite players.
Exactly, but I know that. But it's very typical of them. They usually don't start well. Okay. But after the international break, that is when they kickstart their season at home.
Why do you pick him? Because he's usually the victim of rotation. He almost always never starts.
Yes, but when he's fit and when things are going and when Mauricio Pochettino wants action, he's the one they go for.
Okay.
Don't be surprised to see a front two with him and Harry Kane starting up front for Tottenham Hotspur. And at home against Palace, I really expect him to be the difference. Now, Palace are obviously going to sit very deep, and it will need his mobility in and around the box to create space for Spurs. He will be the key man in this game, and don't be surprised if he gives you a chunk of points in this particular one. The next one is sort of a surprise. First time he's featuring in the list. Wesley of Aston Villa at home against West Ham United. Now, Villa didn't necessarily also start the season well, but they got their first 3 points of the season in their home game against Everton, where Wesley scored. Expect him to continue that form. West Ham themselves are very unpredictable when they go away from home. And with Aston Villa knowing that they will have to rely on home form to be able to stay up in this Premier League, expect them to go out all guns blazing against West Ham, who obviously their defense is also quite porous, and so expect some goals in that one. Then the Egyptian king. Okay. I couldn't have visited the tombs and had a gift from Akhenaten and not feature the Egyptian king. At home against Newcastle. Now, when Liverpool are playing at home, I always opt for, and I always say you should go for Salah ahead of Mane because his home form is absolutely imperious. He's banging in and out. Away from home, then you can pick Sadio Mane. But Salah playing at home against Newcastle. And Newcastle have also changed their approach now. They are not that defensive type of team that we saw under Rafa Benitez. So,
but at Spurs, they remained solid, and after they got
they remained solid. But Spurs had opportunities, and Spurs. At that point of the season, Spurs had not really kicked into gear. So you can understand why that game went as it did. Obviously, they'll come under a lot of pressure against Liverpool. And Liverpool are on form already, sitting on top of the table, 4 points, 4 wins out of 4. And Mohamed Salah, after all that talk of selfishness and everything, expect him to answer a few questions in this game, goals and assists also. And then my captain pick for this week is Sergio Aguero, away against Norwich. Now, if there's any team that he loves scoring, it is Norwich City. It scores them for fun. And away or at home, Norwich City, and the way they play will obviously play into Manchester City's hands. We saw the way they played against Liverpool, against Chelsea. Very open, very easy to score. So Manchester City obviously will get goals in this one. Aguero is the man on form so far in the Fantasy League. Highest point scorer with 40 already, just in 4 games. He's already scored 40 goals. That's an average of 10 points a game week. And this is exactly the reason why you should go for him. And I'm opting to captain him this particular weekend.
Okay, so Vardy, Son, Wesley, Salah, and Aguero.
Aguero.
Okay.